Meanwhile, in the past...
We will defend Azeroth together. Let's get underway then. We will need to build a stronghold if we hope to end the Iron Horde threat. And we're going to need help from the natives. To the home of the Frost Wolves!
As I think I mentioned, I like to think that they got here sometime around when the Alliance was going through Eric. A long trip. We're way over here, and that is halfway across the whole continent, even by sea. Why do we keep crashing our stupid ships? Oh, whatever.
How goes the fight?
Welcome to the home of my people, Ridgeron.
For the Frost Wolves.
You have rescued many of my clan from the slave pens of Tanaan. Your liberation and the destruction of the Dark Portal are more than enough for me to consider you one of us. However, you're still a stranger to our leader, Durotan. I'd like to introduce you to him.
You bring honor. My eyes may not work, but the familiar chill of the air is comforting.
You mentioned the Frostwolf chieftain.
Ah yes, Garad's youngest. A noble soul named Durotan.
Durotan.
Wise beyond his years, but still young. I fear he has been thrust into the bronze jaws. Our people are in great danger.
Drekfar, old friend, you are alive.
I can barely stand, but for the actions of these heroes, I would be dead.
I thank you for returning with my people, and I welcome you as an honored guest. The return of many of my people is a boon to us, and I thank you for your part in their survival. Come ride with me. We have much to discuss.
These are champions from a faraway realm, pledged to fight the Iron Horde.
I know your eyes don't work, shaman, but this one has green skin.
I do not need eyes to see it. They are noble of heart. They saved our kin, including your brother.
Very well, strangers. You have earned the trust of our shaman. I will not turn away the help.
Nice little tidbit there. Of course they'd be biased against any orc with green skin. Even if they don't even understand why yet.
This is a savage land.
This land should serve our needs well. I leave it to you to decide how best to use it, Commander.
For the Horde.
Without you, none of us would have made it to the shores of my homeland. You were born on Azeroth, dude. You will be the one to lead our forces here on Draenor. This is your garrison to found.
Run our enemies into the ground. This terrain is ideal for a stronghold.
I can open up a portal to Orgrimmar only briefly. Reinforcements are standing by, I hope.
The very best.
Hey, somebody call for a fixer?
Hi, Gazlowe.
You're entrusting a goblin to be your foreman?
Gazlowe here oversaw the construction of Orgrimmar.
Orgrimmar, the impenetrable fortress.
Wasn't it recently sacked?
Yeah, okay. One little sacking.
So, okay, you haven't really missed much, as weird as that sounds. What you missed yesterday is we were down in the Spires of Eric on the Alliance doing the Spires of Eric quest chain, which I will not recount for you at the moment because it's mostly unconnected from anything we're doing right here. Then we did Southern Gorgrond. That was horrifying, but ultimately its own side thing, and once again has nothing to do with this. The idea here is that in gameplay, these are the first two zones to happen, but in lore, it makes more sense for Shadowmoon and Arak, and then Frostfire and Gorgrond, Frostfire and Dagrand, to happen in that order. So, what we're doing right now is happening roughly when the events of the Spires of Arak were happening, if that makes sense. And then we're going to go here while they go through here, and then we're going to kind of combine in Talador. And you'll notice that there is a lot of Alliance Horde combination stuff in Talador, so that tracks. And that'll eventually lead to North Gorgrond, which will lead to the Blackrock Foundry, which is functionally the end of the narrative. So, all that's happening right now is our ship, from all the people we escaped from at the very beginning of Warlords, has finally come to ground in the Frostfire Ridge, home to the Frost Wolves.
Work crew standing by.
I'm under orders to obey your orders, Commander. It's confusing, but okay, I can live with that.
I'm on it.
Hey, boss. We're gonna need some lumber if we want to get this garrison set off straight. If you mark some trees to be cut down, peons will do the rest.
Right away. Yeah. I'll take care of it. Jeez.
It's gonna be quite a task to build a fortress around here if there's grindlings rampaging around. I don't think anyone else here can handle those big beasts out, so you might need to take care of it yourself.
Oh, love it.
This is also the part of the narrative where we're still pretending that we're essentially out here on our own, dealing with hostile and dangerous enemy territory. Yeah, that's honestly a little expected, if I'm being quite honest with myself. I remember how to play Shaman here. There we go. Hey, J. Palmer.
I can do that.
You're welcome. The irony is Warlords is responsible for so many gameplay positives that it won't really be getting credit for. Because, you know, those just go under the game as a whole, just like it did with FF14.
Okay.
I will say this, however. So far, I think we have more dungeon positives for Warlords than, like, any other expansion.
Okay.
I'm probably wrong about that, but it sort of feels that way.
Okay.
Okay, I want to show off something, because I forgot to show it off last time. See all those trees over there? Watch this.
I can do that.
Whoosh. 7 with 1 blow. With my incredible psychic power, Yura. But what actually happens is, once you finish chopping down your last tree, all trees that are choppable that you haven't chopped down yet all get chopped at the same time. Whoops. Sorry, little calf. You gotta die now. Nothing personal. And yeah, no, Warlords dungeons are pretty legit. I remember enjoying Pandaria dungeons, but like, you know, they were hit and miss. Warlords dungeons, though. And even a friend of mine who doesn't usually like WoW dungeons remembers liking one other expansion's dungeons. And that would be Legions. So, how smart are the Grog? It's an interesting question. When they're written properly, they're not unintelligent. They're sentient and sapient, more than capable of thinking. They just usually don't. I've actually talked about this concept before. The idea is that they are so powerful, so durable, and just so high up on the personal power tree, for lack of a better way to put that. You know, so high level. They don't need to be smart. So they tend to come across as pretty stupid. By the way, I find this amusing. Obviously, there are orcs here. Of course there are. But once again, we're already seeing that mixed race thing start to show up for the Horde. Blood elves, trolls. We'll see a Tarn in a minute. And of course, the Gabo.
I'm all yours, Commander. Precision Goblin Engineering.
Should be plenty of wood now.
I'm on it. Right away.
So this Gron infestation ain't gonna solve itself. You're gonna have to show them who's the boss, Horde style. With as many Gronlings, there's bound to be a full-grown Big Mama Gron. Take him or it or her, whatever, take it out. The rest of those Gronlings might lose interest.
Oh, love it.
I don't remember if we have any Forsaken early on. Later on we do, though. Yeah, exactly, Blade Jamal. There's a logic to it. So Gronlings are, well, stupid. Gron are, well, stupid. If the Gron actually decided to use their brains, they'd probably dominate the hell out of the planet, but they never had a reason to. And by the time they got to the point where they had a reason to, it's honestly too late. Like, evolution doesn't just happen like that, right? Unless it's Star Trek. Hey, Pillars of Snow. Thank you for the sub, as always. Go ahead and pull up a document I don't even have up. Oh my god. Come on, lore. Sucks slightly less. Sonic... Okay, you say Sonic Adventure 1. By chance, do you mean Sonic Adventure DX? Fallen Order... Because we ran into an issue the other day where we noticed there is no Sonic Adventure 1 on the list. Okay. Yes. I just wanted to be clear about that. Because like I said, we already ran into that problem. Let's do that.
So, what's next, Commander?
Little known fact, old Gron grottos make for great farming soil.
Precision Goblin Engineering.
Time for the main event. Got the materials, got the manpower. I got another thing that starts with M. Let's start building this thing. I've got a gaggle of assistants up on that ridge. They should have your personal surveying set up by now. Head over there and you'll be able to watch progress.
Yeah. I'll take care of it. Jeez.
I figured, Pillars of Snow, but I'd rather ask than presume. Up! Undead! Aha! I thought there were some. I was right. Sorry. I'm stupidly happy about that.
Your heroic deeds have earned you this Frostwolf land. It is from here that you will lead the Horde to victory. Commander.
So I'm going to be real. Jay Palmer is truly insane. I know, just dropping truth bombs here, but it's true. I'm sorry. Commander. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, you've heard it already. They call us Commander for a lot of this expansion. Anyways, I don't like the music for the Horde garrison at all, so I usually change it when given the option to. Of course I fought the first boss, Pillars of Snow. What do you take me for? Some filthy, disgusting Mythic Pluser? Ugh. Anyways, but also, I don't like the look of most of the later Horde tiers. So this early Palisade one is the only one I actually like at all. This is not Orgrimmar music, no. But I think, like Wolf at the Gates, it is a remix of Orgrimmar music. Either way, not a fan. There's actually a specific song I don't like here. It's actually not the one that's playing right now. Thank you, Vincent. As always. I'll put that towards dealer's choice. And I suppose I'll go look at Pillars of Snow's Evil Insanity. It's alright. Like, it's not enough to be evil. You gotta be evil and insane, you know? Okay, you did actually put Siphon Filter this time. Three, Odyssey, Siphon Filter, Dark Mirror. Ah, thank you, J. Palmer, very much. Always appreciate you. Thank you. Oh no, exactly, Pillars of Snow. It's so pointless. We actually were talking about that during Throne of Thunder. I have a policy of refusing to do certain skips because it's like speedrunning. The skip is only saves time if you do it perfectly the first time. And from that time onward, you start to lose time.
What you need? Oh, love it!
Okay, every fortress needs 3 things. 1, peons. 2, building materials. 3, raw, experienced muscle. Find Skag and have him get our peons back to work. I had the peons set up a cache for you when they restore resources while you're away. You should check it out. Oh yeah, and constructing buildings in a garrison could take time, but I think we can speed up your first building by hiring Skag. It's recently promoted senior peon too.
Precision Goblin Engineering.
How'd you guys hijacked and wrecked a ship on the way out of Tanan? It's like my daddy always said, one man's wreck is another goblin's workshop. You should head down to the coast, west of the garrison, see if you can't find any material we can salvage. Oh, and, watch yourself. I hear there's ogre raiders out there.
Yeah, I'll take care of it, jeez.
Yeah, if it was a prefab, sure, whatever. But even then, I might avoid doing it unless we've practiced the frickin' skip.
For the Dark Spear.
Commander. A Frostwolf allies reporting that the Blade Spire ogres have an outpost to the west led by an Ogron. I had tales of the Ogron. I've never seen one. They be brutes, creatures from a time best forgotten. They say most were slain during the forming of the demonic horde. What they lack in wisdom they make for in violence, force, and greed. I counsel dispatching this creature as soon as possible.
Don't be getting mixed up in the voodoo.
I'll come back to that. Well, the original reason peons were in the game was, first of all, you always have to have a worker unit. But because Warcraft 2 was rather cartoony,
Me not that kind of orc. Okie dokie.
the idea was they wanted to make it humorous, their worker force. Then when they started transitioning into, actually trying to have some storytelling, they quickly ran into a problem with the peons being, a unappreciated underclass. So they tried this lore thing where peons just actually refers to young orc. And most peons are just people who haven't become warriors yet. But even that didn't really line up or make sense.
Break time's over.
So, there it goes. And then last I checked, they just sort of abandoned any storytelling or world building around peons. Now, if this sounds familiar, then it should, because what I'm describing is also peasants. Hi, Kennex Cow. Good morning, hopefully. It's okay, I'm late too. I cannot seem to wake up at a decent hour. I blame the weather.
Hey, Commander!
I even went to bed early last night. Yeah. No blame there, little Billy. I should turn that add-on off. You'll notice once again, we are very, very likely to encounter our first rare in the first quest hub we're given. I already talked about this concept on the other side. 8 euro. Well, miraculously, my mouse. My thumb mouse button. One of my 3 thumb mouse buttons. Right here, this guy. It was a really common sight, even when we'd go back through here later on, to find someone fighting this guy. Sorry, I was missing a buff. It's a very ogre hammer, excuse me. God damn, I cannot seem to get out of that. Wow, that's actually male. That's funny. What's bugged? Ashley in Mass Effect 3? Yeah, I believe that. We never intended her to look like, you know, a plastic Barbie doll. There were some variables in the mesh which got screwed up, and because we were so rushed in making Mass Effect 3, we didn't have time to fix it. Sorry. So this is an Ogron. I've actually pointed these guys out a couple of times, but this is what they actually look like. These are the step above Ogre, but below Gron. One little detail I do like about most of the things above Ogres is that most of them have some bit of actual, like, earth or rock or magma flowing through them, just to help emphasize their elemental, their breaker heritage. It does make me wonder what it was about ogres, which was the final step in removing the last of their breaker heritage. The last of their elemental vestiges. Unfortunately, most of the lore we were supposed to get about the ogres doesn't exist, because they ejected most of the Gorian stuff from this game. So, or from this expansion, excuse me. So, the stuff we're getting for the Gorian Empire, while cool and interesting, this is it. This is the majority of the ogre lore we ever get. Yeah, there were huge swaths of warlords that were just ripped out of the game. Sometimes it's particularly egregious. That leads to negatives. Sometimes you wouldn't even know it was missing. Oh, we've got a minute, Spartan. Oh my god, these guys. They're refusing to leash. They're straight up refusing to leash. I suppose technically we could do the next dungeon whenever we want to. It's not directly connected to Frostfire. Which is again another sign that there's skipped content here. There we go. Because it's an ogre dungeon.
Hey, what you got, boss?
What you doing, boss man? The Bladespire ogre's been pulling back their raiding parties, but you can bet they'll be coming back in larger numbers. The threat from their citadel must be dealt with soon.
Come back if you need me help.
Yeah, by the way, you can't quite tell, but the citadel's even visible from right here. Look, hold on. That's too far away. Safe drive, J. Palmer. It's that thing right in front of us there. That's Bladespire Citadel. An ogre capital. We'll talk about that when we get there.
What you need? Right away.
Yeah, it's the stuff. Lumber, stone, peons, more peons. It's like we're building you a stronghold or something. Thanks, Gazlan.
Yeah. I'll take care of it. Gee.
How's the salvage operation coming?
Right away.
Yeah, that's some nice salvage. Say what you will about the Iron Horde. They got some serious raw material to work with.
Precision Goblin Engineering.
You're gonna want to build your barracks. You're gonna need to properly bash faces. First step, find the blueprints. I think I left them somewhere around here. Then you gotta pick which plot you want to build it on. Just point it out in the architect table. I'll get started right away.
I'm on it.
Okay. This is the song I mentioned. This is the song I hate.
I'm all yours, Commander.
I guess it's not really a bad song, but it's one of those problems where I've heard it 1,000 million billion hours because I spent a lot of time in my garrison back on the Horde because this was my main at the time, Frozen. And, so yeah, it just gets old, you know? Yeah, pretty much played it all.
Work crew standing by.
I have actually already given a negative for that because it's honestly the same problem in the Alliance. I happen to really like the Alliance song, but Wolf at the Gates will get old after the 50th hour. This will be a mighty fine barracks, I think. I'm sure War Master Zog will complain about how it needs to be bigger and more spikes. He likes spikes.
Oh, love it.
So the new war chief decided to send you War Master Zog to handle operations. I heard the guy was notorious for organizing the Alliance and the Horde to fend off against the Silithid. Yeah, actually.
I'm on it.
He was part of the Gates of Ahn'Qiraj event. Let's do that. We're trying a different build than our last shaman. For these reasons, really.
Strength and honor for the Horde.
Commander, it's an honor to serve you.
Go forth.
I have bad news. Olin Umberhide, the Tauren who escaped from us with Tanan, was ambushed near the eastern perimeter of the garrison. He's seen being dragged off by the Pale. These are dangerous, disturbing creatures, and some believe they were once orcs. Now they're husks of barely living flesh, driven by dark magic. He's resourceful but outnumbered. I'd advise traveling east to rescue as soon as possible, before they eat him alive, slowly.
Strength.
Don't be stupid. Pale orcs don't eat people alive. Olin, what are you doing? Ah, hello. Get down from there. You have my thanks once again, Commander. These fiends were going to eat me alive. No, they weren't. Oh my god. Oh lord, I don't even remember what Dornagal's music sounds like. Ah!
Loktar.
Well done, Commander. Olin spoke to me of your bravery and has already offered to serve under your command. If I may advise you, I would suggest accepting his service. We can make use of a Tauren with his skill set.
Go with
Now, here is a tutorial for how to do mission boards. Congratulations, you have done the mission board
blood
tutorial.
and thunder.
Now, that's something the Pale would do. 100%.
Tell me, what do you see?
Okay, so that's the go-to for Durotan.
Hey, Commander!
Yep, and that's that too. Okay, so
Goblin engineering.
we're not doing several of these quests. For example, this quest with Cordona here is functionally identical to the Alliance quest, and it has to do with Khadgar chasing Gul'dan. So we're not going to do that. Those two quests have to do with upgrading the garrison and going to Ashen, so we're not doing that. That just leaves us one quest.
Who is there?
Durotan wishes for you to join him now that you've established your foothold. I hope he will accept your help.
Be cautious.
Sleep, Lunaris, sleep.
What is that? I see a fortress of stone.
Blade Spire Citadel, once a far-flung outpost of the Ogre Empire. If our people are to have any hope to survive, we must rout the Ogres from their stronghold. What is this? Wisey, you are alive. Lead us to Durotan, old friend.
We fight together, or die alone. Stay strong.
I've been reading out loud for a minute now, and that's really
Run
irritating.
with the pack.
I'm not going to reread that, though.
You must listen to the lad.
You have honored my people, now we wish to honor you. We have a rite of initiation in my clan. When one comes of age, they cover themselves in the blood of their first hunt. And the rest of their oh my god, and rest their hands upon shaman stone to honor the ancestors who came before them. In our brief time together, you have already slain many foes more fierce than our hunters have ever had to face. Go touch the shaman stone and join our pack as an equal.
Spirits walk with you.
My god, you didn't even hear me respond to you, Lenareth? Jesus Christ, whatever. I'm really tired of this fatigue thing. I even have an indicator right there to show if I'm muted or not, and I didn't even glance at it.
Gunnar did not wait for the muster call. His blood burns too hot.
What I said to you, Lenareth, was, you got it. We've already established some precedents on that in the Storm Peaks. Then I went and double-checked the Storm Peaks stuff over in the previous document and verified that, yeah, we're going to give several positives to the music in Frostfire. I'm not sure how many exactly. I want to see how often the really good music plays. So, we'll see.
Go, win us a great victory. Tell my husband I will defend the town until he returns.
You got it, Draka.
Come, friends. If you wish to fight with our clan, we welcome you to receive our blessings. Reach out to the Shaman Stone. Embrace the wisdom of this land and the ancestors that came before us.
I can feel it. This land speaks to me, but in a language I do not yet understand.
I am still scarred by those infernal warlocks. The spirits are quiet.
The spirits will never abandon you, Drekthar. This I can promise.
If you choose to continue to help our clan, the other Shaman Stones will sense your closeness to the Frost Wolves and might bless you with more gifts. So this is an interesting thing for Frostfire Ridge in particular. Obviously we have the garrison thing, which is, called arms. But then we get the Shaman Stones. Each of these give us a different buff. In this particular case, this one makes our run speed increased while we're out of combat. There's several of these. And it's a nice little extra bonus for running around and exploring. Now, I'm pretty sure this is a bit of history. See? What exactly the Frostwolf are fighting against there is debatable, but, you get the idea. Considering this is the Stone of the Wolf, I suppose that's obvious.
Warriors, today the tide turns. We will claim Bladespire Citadel as our own. Fight as one. We win this together.
It is time for us to strike out against those who would enslave us. We traveled to Gormal Tower to wrest it from the Bladespire. I would welcome your company. Mount up, together we ride to battle.
Durotan, your brother has already rushed ahead. Gunnar is a great fighter, but he is impatient. He has taken some of our best warriors with him. He never listens. His ruthlessness may cost us.
I do like how the roads are just parts where the snow has been beaten down a bit more. I would actually probably make this less traversable, but let's ignore that for the moment. I suppose at some time I need to talk about bonus quests. Not now, though.
This will be our foothold. Leave none alive! Look-tor! Ogre!
What? I couldn't hear you. You had a live Murloc in your
The
throat.
battle is joined. Look, Mirage!
Come on, guys. Can't you kill that one ogre? Oh, my gosh. Amateurs.
Reinforcements approach. Attack!
What I find vaguely funny is, of the disparate ogre clans, the Bladespire are actually some of the more entrenched. But they kind of understate how big of a deal this is that we're knocking out one of the bigger ogre tribes out here. Also helps to explain why the Frostbolts have never successfully done so. I mean, living with an ogre fortress right there, and we know they send out marauding parties because they just did that to us. I'm sure this has been a thorn in their side for years.
Is ours. Regroup and press on. All I need is a wolf at my side.
I now understand how you were able to rescue my clan from the clutches of slavery. Such power.
Never leave a wolf behind.
So, I'm going to pause here for just a second.
In one another we find.
One of the biggest complaints that I heard over and over and over, I even heard this during the lore run, about Warlords is how much they constantly talk about how awesome we are. They were sick of it. They're sick of being the main character, and they're sick of being interesting and valuable and worthwhile. They just want to go back to being some random low-level adventurer. God, why can't we do that? I find this statement amusing in the wake of the Dawnspire, or the Dawn Trail reaction. But anyways, it was a very common complaint. I can't say it's a stupid complaint, but it is, if I'm being honest, nonsensical. Remember, and I hate to keep restressing this, but at this point, we are at a bare minimum a character in lore who has been through Cataclysm and Pandaria. And then we come here. And right after that, it is indeed a major narrative point that we are sufficiently OP as to be the player character at this point. That, of course, directly leads into the events of Legion. Which, once again, will be a character who is either a demon hunter or has been through all this stuff. Not necessarily, Luke. Not necessarily. If you stretch the definition, depending on circumstances, it's possible in lore we are a new character as of Kata. But either way, doesn't matter, right? Like, we are clearly the hero. If you want to go back to being an adventurer, tough is really the answer there. There's no making that work. Now, if we do a big reset, that might work. So maybe BFA, that'll reset things and we can go back to being a regular adventurer.
In family, there is power.
Bladespire has been a plague on my people for many years. That ends today. How to explain it to the ogres in a way they'll understand. If you wish to help us, place our banner on the corpses of our adversaries. Their courage will falter as they behold a field of Frostwolf trophies. This is our way. This is the way? I will beat you ahead when you have completed this deed.
Make us proud. I will ride ahead. Frostwolves, hold the tower. Iglamar, with me. I will forestall any counterattacks by the enemy. Loktarogar.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm being a little bit facetious about the BFA thing, but honestly, this is exactly what Dragonflight actually was. It's worth noting, Dragonflight is another potential start point for new characters in lore. So, it's not just a general reboot, it is a hard reboot for the player characters. Or at least a potential hard reboot. Lanira, that doesn't look like you're going to bed. I'm just saying. She's not even listening to me. Yeah, she's playing Diablo Immortal. She needs to spend as much money as possible. Oh, nice. Was that the mushroom stew or something else? Hey, Adam Ciuta. Thank you. And I hope you enjoy.
Welcome, friend of the Frostwolves.
These are no ordinary enemies. You did not show any sign of weakness.
One another.
In his haste, Gunnar advanced before this area was secured. He's a matchless warrior, mind you, but his tactics are costly. Golkosh and his troops were ordered to destroy enemy supplies, but ogres have stolen the oil he needs. Retrieve the oil, see that their mission is carried out. If they still live, direct them to rejoin at the Citadel. I must see my wounded brothers to safety.
Never leave. I will get these orcs to safety and meet with you outside.
Okay. What's funny is when we get to BFA, there's a specific quest where you can say, here's all the stuff I've done. And it relies on flags, achievement flags, I believe, to actually have access to be able to say those things. But we're doing BFA with a brand new character. So we'll get there and be like, I haven't done jack. What are your deeds and accomplishments? I'm level 15, dude. Oh, okay. Well then. Okay. Anything that's cool for Blizzard to do? No, because I don't think they do that on purpose, to be quite honest with you. If they did it on purpose, sure, because that would make sense. I mean, you were right earlier. There was a quest dialogue in one of the Alliance quests in Shadowmoon which specifically referenced us being part of the force that took on the Lich King. Like, they clearly intend for this to be the player character who's been playing since vanilla, really. There's no debate there. Or choice, more accurately, not debate. So this is one of my personal favorites. How did he impale an ogre in the ceiling so hard that it stuck there? Anyways. Hello, Gunnar. Oh, no, that's not Gunnar. That's Golkosh. You're not Gunnar at all. About time this got here. Must run out of ogres to kill. Why are you burning supplies, you moron? You're conquering this place, not destroying it. Loot. Ugh. Okay, fair, Blade Jabal, but still, it's a little different.
Frostwolf blood runs thick.
Golkosh has completed his mission, then.
Run with the pack.
Gunnar led Ligra and the others to the second level of the fortress. Your friend Thrall also went to lend his skills. All the ramps, bring them victory.
Stay strong.
And I'm not going to cheat and fly up there. Everyone's having flashback to their least favorite Legion dungeon. Y'all are crazy. I love that part of that dungeon. Just follow the trail of ogre corpses here.
Loktar, Commander.
Many were killed or wounded on their way here.
We will not be broken.
After Gunnar advances into the fortress, the Bladespire unleashed a giant creature on our forces. I am still weak after using my magic, but at least I can help this orc in her recovery. Help take Dorog down.
Our spirit will triumph.
Well, yeah, sure, Loke. So tell me, do you honestly think for even a millisecond that anyone even looked those supplies to tell if they could use them or not. Like, really follow the chain of events here. First of all this is happening very quickly. Gunnar got here right before we did. Charged in and said, burn those! And then moved on.
The Frostwolves will triumph!
Also, Gunnar is not exactly the kind of person to give a damn. Like, I can see Gunnar being like, burn the supplies, because I'm an idiot. But Durotan should have been like, let's check those first. You guys live on a death world. Maybe act like it for 5 seconds. Because, yeah, I could see that a lot of, like, say, ogre food, for example, wouldn't be, you know, literally edible or palatable to an orc. So, sure, yeah. But, like, maybe there's, like, cloth in there, or lumber, or tools, or something.
The Horde has important work here.
This room shook when the monster fell. Your deeds will not go unremembered.
Fight with honor.
This entrance to the fortress is clear again, thanks to your help. Inside is another story. Find your way inside and leave no ogres standing as you go.
For the Horde. Fight with honor.
You also have to save the slaves. Yeah, for some reason the Roman Empire here, excuse me, the Gorian Empire here, really leans on slave labor a lot. That's another thing. They might have just straight up water. Or even water filters to filter the snow out. Something. If I did, it was unintentional, Europe. I know that sounds strange, but I never, like, if you mean cosmetically, no. If you mean in terms of gear, I just wield whatever I, you know, have. If you want to play a dual wielder, go play a rogue. Or a shaman. That's actually a good point, Luke. I hadn't thought about that, and you're right. And I am also correct. They are heavy slavers. Like, they lean hard on slave labor. Sorry, I know I'm getting stuck up on, like, the dumbest possible thing. It's just, why do we burn the supplies? This is supposed to be the new Frostwolf capital. Although, we're probably going to give that some negatives, too, when we get there. Hey, 5. If you're wondering what negatives, let's just call it the Karabor negatives, you know? This is another big, obvious area that was supposed to be a capital city, and wasn't. Listen, they can work with ogre tools. They'll make do, Logue. They're fine. What do you mean they physically are incapable of wielding them? That's not my problem. All we have to do is whip them until they succeed. I'm out of slaves to rescue? Oh my god, I'm out of slaves to rescue. No, you'll notice they've stopped having two-headed ogres be everywhere. Which is good. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's only... Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's only two-headed ogres in Warlords. And both of them are significant for it. We've already met one of them. Official what, Luke? Fine, die. I also love how most of the ogres' master heroes are shaman. And based on evidence, probably dark shamans.
All I need is a wolf at my side, and a fellow warrior at my back.
In his rage, Gunnar ascended to fight Gorthog, the Ogre King. He is alone, and the ramp up is now blocked. You've proven resourceful. Maybe you can find another way up? I sustained wounds on my way here, but I will work to cut my way through and up the ramp so we may rejoin.
It is up to you, champion. I will stay here and help with the wounded slaves you rescued.
Damn, doesn't actually affect it. Duratan is Thrall's father, yes. Which one's Krakenson? Let's go with those two. Or do you mean, like, say, the ones that'll be like, hey, and you just... Because that's how you get rid of it. Like, if there's a yellow pop-up like that right there, do you see that? You just click it once, get rid of it, and you're good. If the new talent point to spend, there's no getting rid of that. The way you get rid of that is you spend a talent point. Oh, easily, Loke. No question. Not that there is a... Not that he's part of the Iron Horde, but I get what you mean. Did I say hi, Ross? Hi, Ross. So, we'll talk about this more in a second, but I love this whole sequence.
Furious little Orcling. In your blind rage, you rush to face my ogres alone. I'll drown you in the blood of your little army!
You know, you're good, but you're not that good.
Oh, they will end you, little lone wolf. Your conquered clan will fill my slave pens.
I've noticed that too, yeah. I don't know if they did different tech or what.
You are tiny, useless insects.
Aw, that's hurtful.
The Citadel is ours. Come, brother. We press the attack. No, Gunnar. We are surrounded and exposed. We must fortify. You are too cautious. I will gather our warriors and do it myself. Reckless brother.
We called you outsider, Orc. I'm a Magcar, by the way. But you have shown the strength and heart of a Frostwolf. Gorthog is now dead, and now it's time to secure a hold on Bladespire Citadel.
You have proven yourself loyal to my clan, capable of great things. Our hold on Bladespire is tenuous, and some of my best warriors have raced off with my reckless brother. I was impressed by your skill in our battle against Dorog the Ruthless. I would be honored if you continued to fight by our side. Welcome, friend of the Frostwolves.
You have accomplished great things. We could not have captured the Citadel without you.
In one another, we find strength.
Cowardly Thunderlords. During the battle for the Citadel, runners informed me the Iron Wolf is striking at our home. You'll find no easy footing there. Draco will make them pay tenfold for any of ours that they slay. But we must return quickly and chase the mongrels off. You and your forces have proven allies of the Frostwolves. We welcome your aid in securing Wargol.
Never when you see Draka, tell her that I will be home soon.
We won the day, but our work here is far from finished. Frostwolves will scour the Citadel and root out any survivors. To you, I offer the glory of cleansing the gladiator pits to the north. As we launched our attack, we dispatched our best recon to that area. If you still thirst, oh my god, for blood, join her there. There's surely some sport left. I do like blood.
Everybody pulls their weight.
We have their citadel, but they still have some of my people enslaved at the soot-stained mine. We have no one to spare, but you seem more than capable of handling a few ogres on your own. I ask that you release any enslaved Frostwolves you find there. Oh my god. And keep an eye out for Mulverick.
For the clan.
It's actually... Some of you may find this funny. It's actually harder to read slowly when I'm tired. And so my words get a little blurry. And for that, I do apologize. Like, it takes real effort. I've started doing this thing. You can't see my mouse, of course. Where I'll run the mouse over the words slowly to try and force myself to follow the mouse rather than just take in the whole paragraph at once. So, for example, I've already read that, right? So instead, I'm going to do the mouse thing. These ogres keep taking my clan and turning them into slaves. Slay some ogres and I'll hold them off if they try to run. Like, that takes effort. I don't know how to describe it. It's weird. One moment, please. I haven't gotten a good night's of sleep since the cold moved in, to be honest. That might be unrelated, though. I don't know. It's just... It's been a few weeks at this point. By the way, tomorrow is an extended patch day. We may not stream at all tomorrow. I'm not even sure. Like, servers are not supposed to come up until 3, so in time for our second shift. So we might do a second shift tomorrow. We'll see. But we're gonna play that by ear. Quickly learning to hate Tuesdays. So, do I think have been handling Duraton is negative worthy? So, other than the supplies thing, which I'll grant you, what have they been doing wrong with Duraton? Like, so far what he's been doing has actually been making a lot of sense. Let me use a direct example. So, his brother, who is charismatic, well-liked, and a good warrior, takes several of his best warriors and immediately charges into Bladespire. Durotan has a couple of options here. He can immediately charge after his brother in order to save his life and the life of his warriors so they don't get wasted, and so they can retake Bladespire hold. Or he cannot do that, and then they will die. So naturally he charges pretty much right after them. Does his best to try and keep up. In fact, he spends the entire assault on the Citadel trying to catch up to Gunnar. He only succeeds when Gunnar actually pauses. The only ones who actually catch him are us. So, okay, sure. Then Gunnar races off again, and at that point, Durotan's like, okay. And we'll see more of that consequence in a bit. Like, he understands that if he were to directly oppose Gunnar, that would probably lead to some issues, especially when he's in the middle of what is effectively a blood frenzy. He also knows, again, Gunnar is quite popular, and if he is seen as showing weakness, that's not going to go over super well for him. He also knows that a lot of people have been wanting revenge against the Bladespire for some time, and he also knows that we are here now. And as the members of the Azerothian forces, we can actually accomplish things that, frankly, he was incapable of before. It's funny what a sudden resurgence of allies will do for you. Fine. Yeah, you got the fire in you, all right. Thanks, I guess. I was just freeing slaves, dude. It's funny how often that shows up in video games. You ever notice that? There's killing things, and then there's freeing slaves. I mean, there's other things. We also loot. So, looting, freeing slaves, killing things.
Loktar.
Ooh, you're an outsider. I saw you freeing some of my kin. Yeah, Mulverick. Get it? Get it? References. Yay. Okay.
Go forth to victory.
You were sent here to free me. Seems that makes us allies. Slave Master Turgal within the soot-stained mines will certainly have the key to the cage. While you're there, do you think you'd see which of those spineless taskmasters took my axe?
Be safe.
Sure. Now we could combine it, free slaves, and kill slavers. That's just win-win at that point. Okay. Sorry. Didn't have a talent yet. I was wondering why a talent wasn't firing. It's because I don't even have it. Yep. And here's the girlfriend. Oh no. He saw me. Time to kill him. Okay. Lost the girlfriend, but it's cool. Still got everything else. I love this concept of slag elementals, by the way. Technically, they would be earth elementals. They're just molten earth elementals. Yeah, fine, die. You made your final mistake, foreigner. Feel the power of lava as your bones melt. Aren't you dead yet? Oh crap, I'm low on health. And he's dead. I suppose we should talk about why Frostfire Ridge is constantly covered in both frost and fire. Believe it or not, there is an explanation other than it looks cool. Although, if we're being honest, it does look cool. Hang on 1 second, sorry. Didn't think it would take me this long to get out of that stupid place. Be free! There we go. Thank you. I don't know if I would have survived without your help. Turgol was a cruel master. He tortured his slaves and let us starve to death. Your deeds have shown you to be a fine commander. The sort of commander that I will join.
May your blades never dull. Strength for the Horde. Thrall Hall.
Sorry. Just double checking something. Let's go deal with this guy really quick. So this area is under the purview? Control? Influence? I'm not sure what word to use here. It's being affected by the Magron. Simplest way to put that. So you have, lava, and you have ice, and you have Magron running around, effectively terraforming. We'd actually talked about this before. It's not 100% sure if they're still following on the plans that were laid forth by the Titans, or if they're just doing what their general programming tells them to, because Magron are really high up on the chain, and that means they barely have any sentience at all. Speaking of which, you're probably wondering what's above Magron. Well, I can't show you them in action because they're not alive anymore. That's the giants. I referenced these earlier. Those were giants. And again, yes, that is an entire town inside of that giant's corpse. I know, there's some MMO skill going on here, but you get the idea. Gorgeous, isn't it? This is a better example of an entire town being inside of a giant. Right here. His bones have been here for a while. I sure hope not Savacom. I might need an army to deal with that one. There's actually a third giant over here. And if there's more than these three, I'm not aware of them off the top of my head. There's that big guy, there's that dude over there, and there's this one down here. Now, the Thunderlord claimed they killed the giants. I roll to disbelieve on that. These giants have been dead for a long time. So, truthful answer, I don't know what killed the giants. The easy answer is each other. The Breakers have always fought each other, like ever since the Magron, I suppose. And just to get across a little bit of the scale here, get off my mount so you can see how insignificantly puny my 6-foot-tall orc is against this monstrosity. Actually, honestly, I'm probably taller than 6 feet. I'm an orc. I'm a Maggar orc. Excuse me. So, I don't have a nice way to say this, but I think this place is even more gorgeous than Gorgrond. What are we all thinking? I'm willing to hear all opinions, even if they're extremely wrong. That's not true. I don't listen to myself at all. Also got some nice skyboxing going on here. Yeah, I saw your comments on it, Shadow Machine. Maybe, Loke. Like, if you asked me to put money on it, I'd say the Iron Horde could take down a giant. But that's pretty advanced. And they literally cheated. They quite literally have future tech. So, I don't know. Well, I still think the Iron Horde could defeat the giants, yeah. I stand by that sentence. And once again, that's cheating, so, I don't know. Oh, I love the color design here. Normally this much gray would bother me, but it's really well contrasted by the snow and the lava. Stark reds and oranges and a very bright white. Fun fact, this is originally supposed to be a desert, but they kept having issues with it because everyone thought it was snow. That was in sketching phases. That was way before anybody actually sat down and designed any models. To my knowledge, we do not, Loke. The only thing I have to go off of is they're probably stronger than Magrons, and Magrons are pretty high tier. I mean, every Ragran in the game is either a raid boss or unkillable. So, yeah. Oh yeah, and again, great skybox, just the wisps of clouds. And the snow, the eternal snow. Could be both, Loke. It also feels gargantuan, which is funny because I'm not sure how big it is relatively speaking. Oh no, it's pretty big. It might actually be as big as Gorgrond. Anyways, I should probably actually turn in some of these quests and stop flying around and wasting time. Looking at gorgeous things. Who looks at gorgeous things, honestly? Ugh.
It is a good day to fight.
Let's go save against that counterattack, because you heard a clan mentioned there. The Thunderlords, run by someone called the Iron Wolf. Let's see what's going on with that. Oh.
Karhal! Jata! Drokar! Move in from all sides! Gargrak, hold for now!
So naturally, we can immediately get across the kind of person, or the kind of people that the Thunderlords are. Immediately. Because the Frostwolves led a raid on Bladespire Citadel, and the Thunderlords immediately took advantage of that and sent a pillaging raid here to try and loot and gather resources. That says a lot.
In family, there is power.
These Thunderlord curs use cowards' weapons like nets and chains. Many of the villagers in Frost and Wolf Brothers have been trapped. If you free them, they will fight for at your side with honor. We must quell this attack with haste, so I may return to Bladespire Citadel and continue preparations.
Stay strong.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, the Thunderlords are a little better than opportunistic bandits.
Jata! No! You will be avenged!
There's one thing I don't like about the Thunderlords. We'll get to that pretty much at the end of their character arc. So that'll be a couple hours, maybe an hour. I don't know. We'll see. I don't remember this zone taking very long, so we'll see. If you remember, Shadowmoon Valley was very much what I call the flower design of quests. Pretty much everything hinged on the garrison, go figure. And then the garrison would send you off to some other quest, which would then send you back to the garrison, and so forth and so on. And each of those particular arcs wasn't really connected with each other. This is much more the roller coaster. That's actually not my term. It's a good term for it. Pretty much the moment we get here, we're on the roller coaster. And events go pretty smoothly from one thing to the next. Vashir would be a good example of a roller coaster
Protect the
style
pool of
thing.
visions! Do not let them get to the Farseer!
Damn it all. Gargrak, go now! Kill the blind shaman!
I mean, you yourself kind of already answered that, Logue. They are bandits. They're here to take advantage of their local allies being at a slightly weakened position.
I want the she-wolf taken alive!
Also, probably worth noting, the Iron Wolf there, the head of the Thunderlord clan, probably has a personal bone to pick here. For being honest with ourselves. Oh yeah, I suppose I should mention what the shtick is for the Thunderlords. Remember, every clan has something going for them. Something they've specialized into. The Thunderlords are Beastmasters to a T. As in, like, the Beastmaster spec.
What can I do? Strength comes from the heart. Come down and face me, Iron Wolf.
Bring me that one's head!
You can try.
What do you need? Be brave.
The Thunderlord War Leader. You have to stop him. He went to attack Drekthar at the Pool of Visions.
Run. Follow the path northwest. Hurry! That monster will kill Drekthar!
No, I won't. How?
Did you see this coming, you blind fool? What?
Hi.
Thunderlord, I have failed you.
You right there, Drekthar?
A waste of air. Come, friend. We have...
Retreat! We will come back, Frost Wolves!
Run with the pack.
He wants to show us a vision.
The ritual is ready. Let me know when you wish to begin.
I like visions. This should be
For
cool.
the Frost Wolves. This Iron Tide comes for us, because Durotan is strong, and the Frost Wolf would not join them. How goes the fight? Run with the pack.
The Iron Tide threatens to sweep over all of Draenor. This pool has shown you a possible future. This vision of the Frostwolf's destruction must not be allowed to come to pass. You must stop it. Why me?
You bring honor to
Look, I was just gonna have some popcorn, you know, settle a bit. Maybe catch some Netflix. I haven't watched stuff in a while. Durotan must be told of your vision.
The elements once spoke to me. Now I hear only whispers. Is this our fate, or a warning?
Oh, okay, okay.
What is it? Run with the pack. Speak.
My nephew never pays attention to his surroundings. In his eagerness to prove himself, he strayed from the pack. Again. He reminds me of myself when I was a youngling. If you see him, tell him to return home. We need to finish preparing for tomorrow's hunt. Okay. Oh yeah, another shaman stone, by the way. This one gives us... Occasionally you'll spawn a frost wolf who will attack with you.
We fight together, or die alone.
For saving Wolf Home, I would name you Wolf Brother. Now we must defend Frostfire Ridge from the Thunderlord clan and the Iron Horde.
Make us proud.
My brother's head is as thick as his axe, and he's as stubborn as a Gron. When Gunnar left, he took with him some of our finest warriors and headed north. If they're still out there, you must find them. Gunnar will not listen to me. Help him see his vengeance through, if you would, but please bring him back to us.
Gunnar's impatience could tear the Frostwolves apart. It is just like my brother to put his own needs above the clan. Don't worry. This hero will convince Gunnar to return. Your brother values strength, and my friend possesses that in abundance.
We have an outpost to the southeast that was boxed in by Thunderlord forces as they march through the canyons. I've sent reinforcements to secure the outpost and press east to Gromgar. We will push the Thunderlords out of our lands completely and pursue them all the way to that reeking corpse they call a home. Draka's sister Lokra was on the orcs who had volunteered to clean up Stonefang.
Make us proud.
Okay. So let's do... yeah, let's do those three. Excuse me. Ah! Gosh. I apologize again. I apologize for needing air. I'm slowly turning Canadian. Let's see if we can manage this. Ooh, he hurts. to save my procs for healing. Bars are wrong. There we go. That would be an interesting, if ultimately, one note kind of a gimmick in an MMO. Like, you see the quest giver give a quest to someone, like, right in front of you. And then he just repeats the thing to you. And, like, it's a narrative point, right? Like, that they're just straight up repeating whatever it is that they're saying to each player that comes by. I don't know where you could take that. Or what you could do with it. But I'm a Saberon. Yeah, you don't even have characterization. Got her, got her. Hello, young cheese. Thank you. I'm sure Auroch will think twice before he strays from the pack again.
For the Frost Wolves.
What, the run? No, you were correct, Giga. We played Mario Wonder in 2023. Pretty much right at the end of 2023. It was like October, November, somewhere around there. Do I like dithering in pixel art? That's an interesting question.
Speak. Fight as one.
Because we didn't play Mario Wonder in 2024, Giga.
Run with the pack.
Only games that are played in the year in question are valid for, you know, awards for the year in question. Am I having a stroke, Giga? Are you gaslighting me? I just said we played it at the end of 2023. We didn't do the Mario block in 2024. 2024 was the Metroid block and the Zelda blocks. Where is this stupid... Oh, there he is.
Everybody pulls their weight.
Don't look at me like that. I've survived worse.
Run with the pack.
I don't know what you're accustomed to, but these lands devour the weak. Perhaps Duratan wishes to rid himself of you. We shall see. You must kill the warlord of the Circle of Blood. Do this and the ogres here will be defeated, but first you must find him. I have located his bodyguards. Slay them and bring me their heads. With them we'll lure the warlord into the open.
For the clan, we fight
Cowards.
together.
Curse on these wretched meatbags.
It is a good day to fight.
The Bladespire have always taunted the Orc clans by taking our wounded as slaves to fight like dogs in their pits. In retaliation for our assault, they have poisoned their Orc prisoners, leaving them to suffer and die. Only their geomancers carry the antidote. Why do they have an antidote at all? No, Wonder feels like it was just yesterday for me, but then again, that's me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the LGAs of 2023, Wonder swept a little bit. Did you know that you could go watch the VOD of that? Actually, no, probably faster this way. Yeah, those look pretty cool. There's also a fire variant, a lightning variant, and a fell variant. Look, I'm tired of people bragging on the shoulder pads. They look cool, the end, moving on. I don't give a crap. We're done. We're done. As I say, Baldur's Gate 3 won basically everything. I remember that. For you guys. For me, Baldur's Gate 3 didn't win quite as well. Not that my vote really counts for anything. I suppose in my copious spare time, I could set up a thing on the website to track previous LGA winners. And ideally, that should probably be cross-referenced on each given individual review page.
We must leave
It's
this
gonna take a
place.
long time. Now, I can tell you exactly how I do it. It's just, I don't really... It's just a time consumer, and I honestly didn't think anybody cared. Ooh, tacos. What kind of tacos, though? I didn't know that either, Gigapudding. Huh. Interesting. I have to think about that. Ah. There it goes. I suppose the obvious follow-up question would be, would I track just the Lore Walker winners, or the Lore Runner and the Lore Walker winners? Because that would be the option. Ooh, nice, Bregwin. I used to love Jack in the Box back when, you know, I lived someplace where they actually existed. Yeah, Jack in the Box is a burger joint, but they also have chicken teriyaki bowls, which is rice bowls with chicken teriyaki and carrots, which are surprisingly good. And apparently good tacos. Who knew? Now, let me ask this. Anybody who feels like actually typing, does anybody in chat actually care? I'll ask you on the VOD watchers, too, for the 3 of you that are watching this on a VOD. Does anybody care about me putting together LGA winners somewhere on the website?
I am here. We fight together.
You still draw breath, huh? Have you dealt with the Warlord's underlings?
Run with the pack.
You've done well in this, but do not become proud. This land has dangers far greater than what you've seen here.
For the clan.
You've done the Frostwolf clan a service. I'm sure to tell Durotan of your deeds.
We fight
You managed to
together.
survive this long. All that remains to be done is to fell the Warlord. This will be your first true test. Bolt would provide a challenge to even a battle-hardened Frostwolf. Place the heads you've collected in the spire. They're sure to enrage the Warlord and lure him into battle. Come out of the arena victorious, and it will show that Durotan's trust in you was not misplaced.
For the clan.
Ect has posited the idea of putting the winners of the LGAs, either yours, mine, or both, on the website in some manner where you can go back and see previous year's winners. Like, the VODs still exist, of course, and that's how I'll scrape the data, is I'll just go back through those. Sure, Act. As long as there's no AI involved, it's my only requirement. It'd be the kind of thing I'd probably do during a dark. We do have a dark coming up when, ironically, that's an interesting hammer attack. Where I'll be doing LGA work. Get ready for the 2024 LGAs. Why do you have so many hammers? Lore Walker Game Awards, Krakenson. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's our Game Awards for the year. I mean, I wasn't gonna go with it to go in, but yeah. Oh my gosh, Giga. You'd never do it. Listen, I understand you're busy playing Dragon Age. Forever. Replaying Dragon Age, and then replaying Dragon Age. Yes, I'll raise my hand on that one, Blade Traval. I'm actually part of a lot of different text groups, and I keep track of everything, because of course I do. So every now and again it's like, bzzz, 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 and it's like, guys, bzzz, guys! Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I ever get to Dragon Age 4.
Already told you all that I know. Speak.
So my brother would not dare come himself.
Now go.
I have no time for my brother's whimpering. We hunt for vengeance or death. The Thunderlord chieftain slew my father and left me for dead, so I'll take his 3 sons. First of which is this runt in my hand. This filth has revealed the number and positions of the Thunderlords of the ravine beyond. Join us if you dare, and you'll witness how real warriors of the Frostwolf clan fight. Get in my way and I'll kill you.
Finish it.
Alright, whatever.
Make them suffer. My father will avenge me. Your father will mourn, as I have mourned. Send word to the rest of the pack. The sons of the Iron Wolf have been found. Loktar Gal!
Clearly not, Giga, since they're not donating for it. And yeah, I'll be real. A review of Dragon Age 4 next year is kind of low probability. Now, the year after that, it might get up there by then.
Gunnar Is that you? I thought we killed you already. If you beg like a good dog, your father may be able to identify what's left of your tiny skull.
I love the wolf interrupting him there.
Kill them! Hold here until reinforcements arrive. In the meantime, let us draw out as many as we can.
Yeah, Dragon Age 4 is not very funded at all. To put a bit of perspective on this, Final Fantasy II.
Thunderlords! I am Gunnar of the Frostwolves, son of Garad! Your chief slew my father, so I have come to claim the heads of his sons! Who among you has the spine to stop me?
I mean, it doesn't work that much, Mr. Floyd Pinkerton, but if you give me a moment, I'll tell you exactly how unfunded it is. It's a long game, and I charge by the hour. I'll give you an exact number if you give me a second. Oh, remarkably, you will give me an exact number, because I will give you numbers, and then someone in chat will kindly pull up a calculator, please. And with that calculator, we will know the truth. Right, I keep meaning to pull the camera in. Sorry. It is so hard to play with the camera zoomed in this hard. Well, okay, here we go. So, Dragon Age. There it is. So what is 5,034 divided by 29,540? Apparently it's 17%. So there you go. It is 17% funded.
What?
Ah, camera. How do you play like this? The Thunderlord think their numbers will save them. We will show them that numbers count for nothing when being hunted by a pack of frost wolves.
Finish it.
The Thunderlord clan has become a thorn in my side I can no longer tolerate. Go east and leave none alive. Burn their supplies! Okay, Gunnar, at this point, you're officially burning supplies of orcs!
Make them suffer.
There's no excuse anymore.
Forward, brothers and sisters. Cut through the camp and rally at the Savage Crag.
Everybody pulls their weight.
Thunderlords spend their days training to hunt as a team, but as individuals they're weak. Their only strength is in numbers. So to win, we must cull their numbers. As we move up, slay any Thunderlord who stand in your way.
Run with the pack.
No, Giga. But that's why I say it's unlikely to happen next year. What'll probably happen, based on general trending, is it'll get a decent amount of funding across the coming year. Probably enough to do it either at the end of the year or at next year. And that'll be when we finally hit it. And appropriately enough, it'll probably have whatever patches and or DLC that'll exist by then. Assuming there are any. That's still in the air last I checked. So part of the reason I'm pulling the camera in so far here is I am curious what our resident viscerality expert thinks about Shaman. Is it possible to donate directly to it? That is a very strange question, Mr. Floyd Pinkerton. So, rather than assume anything, I will assume you have no idea how my system works and act accordingly. So, any method by which to try and support the show financially, or the various methods I have to not support financially, All of those go directly to up to 3 games of your choice or 1 new game. So, for example, if you were to donate, $20 or whatever right now, then you could say, I want to put this towards Dragon Age 4, and then also Hello Kitty's Island Super Mega Adventures, and then the Barbie Mall House Adventure, right? Something like that. Yes, she has a house in the mall. One of these days, we'll get to the MLP lore run. We have 5 other shows to go through first. But we are going to get there. It's on the queue, so to speak. And thank you, Ross. As I just mentioned, if you want to put that towards up to 3 things, please let me know. Well, we have to... Hey, it's Dag! I got your back, Dag. Yeah, we have to finish Voyager, obviously. Then we have to finish 2 of their shows. I don't remember their names, don't ask me. And then we have to finish the rest of Enterprise. Then we have to finish DS9. And then, at long last, MLP. Lufia 2R. Fire Emblem. 3 houses. And Yakuza 7. Which one's 7? Because I know that I'm going to look at that later and be like, which one's 7? Okay, like a dragon. Like a dragon. I mean, Voyager's legit. A friend of the lore runny. So they were talking to said friend and being like, hey, yeah, I'm finally going through Voyager. And then eventually we'll hit DS9. And the friend was like, oh, they're doing you a disservice. You should just skip Voyager entirely. Don't even watch it. It's not worth the time or effort. Just go straight to DS9. And the lore bunny was like, but I like Voyager. And I was like, oh, well, you haven't seen real good television yet, apparently. It's funny to me how prevalent that attitude is even to this day. Because that was also the attitude when the shows were live. So, kind of act. I actually keep track of some data flow. That's the wrong term. I keep track of the data tracking the flow of how much we run versus how much we fund, right? The goal is to always run a little bit faster than we fund. So, like, what I want is this curve to be like this and this curve to be like this, to put that very, very simply. So the price changes periodically based on that. Now, the queue being so large does affect that, and it's one of the reasons why, the price has only gone down, I think, like once in the last couple of years. Don't mind me. The good news is that there were 2 colossal blocks in the queue, one of which we're already through, and the other which we're probably about halfway through at this point. What are those Thunderlord fools doing with those Grawn? Now, if we ever do cover Guild Wars 2 and ESO, which I do actually plan to do, I remember, Giga, then that is 2 more blocks that we have to get through. No, FF14 and WoW. Those are the big ones, Ross. And again, Guild Wars 2 and ESO are the other 2 big ones. Because any MMO is going to be a big chunk and honk of doom on the schedule until it's caught up. Once it's caught up, it smooths out substantially, because any given expansion is just another game at that point, right? But covering WoW up to War Within, that's a chonker. Just like it was with FF14, covering up to Endwalker.
What is it? For the Frost Wolves.
Me too, Blade Javal. Even when on a mission of vengeance, we must remember to uphold the honor that is required of a member of the Frost Wolves. In the grotto below are the fallen corpses of many good Frostwolf orcs. They must be remembered. While you carry out Gunnar's task, look for the articles of our fallen brethren.
Fight as one.
Humph. The burning smell of Thunderlord. This pleases me, Shaman. What are you, Karosh?
Now go. Make them suffer.
Do it, Giga. Do it. Don't actually do that. I mean, that'd be cool, but, we'll see. There's a few other things I want to do this coming year. The rewrites have been shelved for 8 months at this point in order to try and get caught up. I'm still catching up on the queue. The Thunderlord are capturing Gron for the Iron Horde. Show these fools why Gron are not pets. Pull us into Grulak's grotto and sunder the chains of the Gron. Let the beasts seek to gain their own vengeance against the Thunderlord.
Finish it. Frost Wolves, fan out and harry the Thunderlord for vengeance.
I was thinking the same thing, Blade Topol. Unfortunately, I don't know ESO nearly as well. It'll effectively be a blind run. So I can't plan it out like I did with WoW. Well, I just mentioned 2, Guild Wars 2 and ESO. And to be clear, that is something that's on my to-do list. It's lower priority, I'm not going to lie, but it is something I want done at some point. Guild Wars 2 will be smooth as butter, though. Ironically. You'd love it, Blade Javal. Or Bragwin, I guess, is actually a better example of that. It's essentially impossible to skip story or quest or whatever in Guild Wars 2. Because there's a frickin', you pull up the thing on the left, that's not even a good representative. There you go. And, you see how I got my quest log here? This is not even close to how Guild Wars 2 does this. There's just, here's the story in order. The whole story of the entire game in one very linear line on one page. Yeah, there are no side quests to speak of. There are no primary optionals to speak of. There's the MSQ, and that's basically it. And yeah, you can't really, skip. Of course. All the time, Yura! I really have, though. I do actually like using time. Rosemary and Thyme. But yeah, Guild Wars 2's story is extremely well side-posted. Now, Loke says he disagrees with no side quests, and actually, I was actually thinking about that myself. There's hearts, which I will probably give near universal negatives to. There's the events, there's the chains, all that garbage. I'm sincerely debating pulling one of those, yeah, so there's all this other crap we're not doing, negatives, 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 and then moving on immediately. Because screw that noise. Yeah, hearts are basically fates. They're slightly more advanced fates because you can do different things to progress them. But otherwise, yeah, they're fates. Then there's the dungeons. That's vanilla only. We might not do those at all. I will literally require a group to do dungeons. So that sucks. Let's see. There's the things, I forget what they called. They're the not dungeons. And then there's the fractals. Then there's the raids, which we obviously will not be doing. Trying to remember what else. Fractals is the mists thing. Probably low. Possibly even. But we're still not doing that on camera. Or in general. Or ever. It's that old argument, right? Well, you could just hit the LFG tool and get a random group from Mythics. Why don't you do it, lore? And that has always been a dumb argument. Now, the event chains, those are interesting. Those don't really get started till later. The problem with event chains, that would be the biggest thing that requires planning in Guild Wars 2. Because event chains happen based on real-life schedule, right? At 2 p.m. in the afternoon, this event chain will start, right? Now, the good news is a lot of people still do those because there's still benefits to doing several of those. So there's a decent chance of actually being able to show one of those off. Or several of those off. Hopefully even most of those off. But I'm not going to commit to showing all of those off because obvious. Nice place here. That is Grulok, son of Gruul.
What?
For many years I hunted all sorts of prey alongside my father. This hunt shall honor his memory as well as avenge his death at the hands of these traitorous, honorless Thunderlords.
Now go.
There is Hattok, last and eldest son of Frostwolf. Or Ironwolf, excuse me. One of the greatest hunters the Thunderlord have ever fielded. He was there when my father was murdered. He was there when his father murdered my father and left me for dead. When I am done with him, he will regret not finishing the job.
Make them suffer. Speak, Hattok, son of the Iron Wolf. You should have stayed dead, Gunnar. You would have lived longer. Thunderlord, release the beast! Frostwolves, kill the Gron! Find
You're gonna have to elaborate, Loke. Speaking as someone who has never done any raid in Guild Wars 2, I'm not sure what you're even referencing at this point. Oh, I'm totally gonna use... Whoa.
You cannot hide from me!
Damn it. I'm totally gonna use the stream of Guild Wars 2 as an excuse to finish 100%ing vanilla, just because I'm at like 98% and I'm sick of not being done with it.
What?
Today is a good day.
Finish it.
My father is avenged, the sons of the Iron Wolf were slain. Go to the garrison. Herald my return to my laggard brother. The time has come for the chieftain to be reminded what it means to be Frostwolf.
Now go. Honored brothers and sisters, today we achieved what Duratan would not even dare to try. Make no mistake, we are at war, and we need a war chief. Those of you bold enough to stand with me, come! We will show the world the might of the Frostwolves!
That's... No, Act. However, I am disappointed by the lack of good female characters in general until we get to... Well, about Legion, I'd say. Legion or BFA, one of the two. So I think we're running into terminology problems, Loke. So I'm looking at the raids. There are 8 of them. There's the Forsaken Thickets, Spirit Vale, Salvation Pass, Stronghold of the Faithful, Bastion of the Penitent, and then there's Hall of Chains, Mithrite Gambit, Kiev, I don't know how to pronounce that, and then Mount Balrior. Those are the raids. I have never done any of those, and I never will. Now, what it sounds like you're referring to is the event chains, which I actually just finished talking about, how much effort I'm probably going to have to put into planning those and participating in those, hopefully when other people are also present to help me then do them.
Run with the pack.
And yeah, I'm not a huge fan of how they do Garona. It's okay, we won't see most of that because that's part of the chain that was ripped out of the game. Also, really, really small anecdote before we do this awesome cutscene. When Warlords launched, you're probably wondering why there's a launch negative. There were, I don't know, easily 100 people just standing right here. Because that line right in front of me, right up there, that's the line to actually enter the zone. That's where the actual zone line is for your garrison. And an inordinate quantity of people were stuck going in or out, or were outside and couldn't get back in. So there was just dozens of us, again, probably in the 100 range, just wandering around, chatting, talking, complaining, fighting nearby stuff. It was an interesting experience. Although it wouldn't even be loaded. There would just be the empty plane here, the empty frost plane.
Frostwolf blood runs thick.
Gunnar is coming. Good. We need his forces if we're to press the advantage. I can only hope his bloodlust has quelled him enough to listen to reason.
Stay strong. Gunnar, it's about time you returned. What grisly trophies are these? I have slain the sons of the Iron Wolf. He drowns in the blood of his own. Your fool crusade left us exposed to attack. Many died. I am your chieftain. You and your warriors will fall back in line. You are no chieftain of mine, brother. By my right as second son, by the justice I have dealt today, I declare Makara!
You must not do this! You are family!
Family looks to its own. Only I cared to avenge Father's death! You think this is what Father wanted? Go ahead, Gunnar. Take the clan. Slay your own brother in cold blood. See who follows you then. Vengeance does not make our clan strong. Our strength comes from working together. Rise up, brother. I need you. This clan needs you. Chieftain.
I love that cutscene. It's very Duratan. And it was probably the smartest thing he could have done in that moment. Gunnar was in that escalating rage. Unfortunately, I know what that feels like, and I imagine several of you do too. There's no reason at that point. You're just getting angrier and angrier and angrier, and your sense and reason just kind of go out the window at a certain point. You need that smack, right? Mental or physical, to try and knock you out of it. So Gunnar finally declares Mak-Gara. He's going to fight his brother to the death for leadership of the clan. Durotan says, sure. Throws down his weapon and says, aight. Walks up defenseless and just offers his life to Gunnar. Gunnar, okay, he pulls back from that. That's the slap. But then, and this is what I really love, Durotan then immediately follows that with the, okay, I need you. Right? Like, first was the slap, and then second was the balm, the outreached hand. Because Durotan does actually like Gunnar and wants to work with him. He's not lying. He's not just manipulating him. I need you. The clan needs you. Great moment. And yeah, Quark pulled that over in DS9. It kind of worked there. Worked for a different reason, might be a good way to phrase that. So while they're planning for eventual assault on the Thunderlords, let's help out this little village over here. Let's see what's going on at Stonefang.
It is a good day to fight.
Rage Roar. They told me you'd be heading this way. You're late to the party. We're just cleaning up now.
For the clan.
The siege has been broken. They underestimated the resilience of Stonefang, and a reinforcement wave from Bladespire caught them completely off guard. Once we finish cleaning up here, we rally anyone who can still fight and prepare to march for Gromgar. The outpost captain, Karg Bloodfury, should have come out to meet us by now. Could you go find him? Tell him Lokro's waiting. He knows how much I hate being kept waiting.
Run with the pack.
Yeah, exactly, Bladespire. Like I said, worked, but for slightly different reasons. Very minor, neat touch there. Lokra specifically says, "You hear that, Asha? Karg is coming. That means you get to play with Narok." So they don't go too much into this, but there is this quiet background thing. Each Frostwolf bonds with a specific Frostwolf. And they name them, and they bond, and they can talk, and they can chat, and night act. And you get the general idea. It's a huge part of their culture, and it's very understated, and I like it. That's all. I just wanted to comment on it. Anyways, Karg, yeah, I saw him. Saved my life. Took on 5 of those Thunderlords by himself. He had him, too, until the Iron Wolf showed up riding the biggest, meanest Rylak I'd ever seen. Snatched him up and carried him away. They took out others, too, dragged him down to the canyon. Ask around, find who's gone missing. And yeah, I'm with you, Ross. What's funny is even this, like, hang on, let me show off the whitest part of Frostfire Ridge, which is this area right up here. Like, this is just snowdrifts up here, and yet, doesn't hurt the eyes. That certainly is a bit brighter, but still. Lighting, shading, absence of bloom. Yeah, it's not Hoth, which, I want to re-stress this, physically hurt my eyes at times. Like, we joke about Hoth, but that was actually the point of painful at some points.
I have goods for sale.
The Iron Wolf brought weapons of fire and thunder. Our war has never seen such weapons. We must learn to overcome.
For Durotan.
Yeah. What's funny is Tears really did do a better job than Breath, I noticed. Tears still had the same issues, but it just did a better job of it. Might have been just the weather effects even, I don't even know. Oh my gosh. Okay.
I am here.
You're back, but where's Karg?
We fight together.
The Thunderlords took prisoners in the Bone Slag? Well, what are we waiting for? We have to go after them. You look for the missing villagers. Asha and I will track Karg.
For the clan.
Tyr was long, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't like it. If anything, one of my biggest regrets of Tears was I wish I could have spent even more time screwing around with the build mechanic. Off camera, my niece and I were playing a bit of it, and just screwing around with it. I showed her the Abomination, because I actually had a save there still. And she had this idea, and we never really got it working, but I think we could have made it an actual walker work. I'm trying to remember. It was a very strange setup. Like, it required a plank, which then was connected to, like, it was like a chicken walker thing. And then there was a bouncy pad here, and then the plank would rotate up on a wheel, which would rotate on a wheel. And so it would do this. Chakunk, chakunk, chakunk. And so we got, like, a functional leg working. So, we never actually finished the experiment, but we think we could have actually made a full-on walker like that. Oh my god. Oh, that's hilarious, Bergman. Yeah, you're a clever boy. Oh, I'm sure that people have gotten far more creative than I have. I'm not a very creative person, honestly. I'm a builder. I can't invent things. There's some black rock here. Interesting. I still don't actually have an AoE. Yeah, I can see that, Ross. That's a good way to put that. Like, you give me Factorio, I got that. You give me Minecraft, I just blank. The most extensive thing I made that I was proud of in Minecraft was a portal network that went through the Nether. And it was a series... So in the Nether, I had minecarts that would take you from one portal nexus to the other, and then that would lead you up top, and that's how I would get around between my various bases. I'm reasonably proud of that. That took a lot of reverse engineering and a lot of trial and error to figure out how exactly portals connect to each other. Thunderlord apprentices toil under the watchful eye of the Blackrock orcs. Using lava pools as natural forges, they craft components for a type of weapons never seen before by the Frostwolves. Cannons. Cute. That's interesting. Whoop. I get what you mean, though.
Everybody pulls their weight.
Thank you for finding the others. Karg and his captor are one step ahead of us, but they're limping.
We fight.
Karg's captors are moving east, probably retreating to Gromgar with their tails between their legs. They think they can outrun me, but Asha here is the fastest thing on 4 legs.
Run with the pack.
My thing has 0 legs. Peace. Speaking of the snowdrift. God, those are gorgeous. Coward. Release Karg and face me. You're a fierce pup, but your attachments make you weak. And then he kills Asha. Free yourself of weakness or be swept away by the iron tide. And this is yet another insight into the crimes of the Iron Horde. No, think about it for a second. We saw this badly presented on the Alliance side as well. How a peaceful tribe of shamans who were allied with the Draenei turned into monstrous slavers and voidcasters because of the Iron Horde. Same thing here. The Thunderlords weren't exactly at peace with the Frostwolves, but they coordinated with each other. You know, they were able to coexist in the Frostfire. But now the Thunderlords are being forced to, well, mass murder, frankly. And mass produce, actually, while we're on the subject.
It is a good day to fight.
Her gaze remains fixed on her dying wolf. We had them. We had them. Asha, you were so fast and beautiful. I failed you, Asha. I am sorry.
We fight together.
Asha has passed, but we share a bond that cannot be severed by death. Even now, her spirit urges me to Gromgar. The Iron Wolf claims our attachments make us weak, that our love makes us vulnerable. He is wrong. Karg is my strength, and I his. I will free him from his chains, and together we will show the Thunderlord clan the strength of our bonds.
For the clan.
Oh. Let's see how this lines up, then.
What is it?
Help me out of these chains. We have work to do.
For the Frostwolves.
Hey, Melkor Blade. Thank you for the sub. As always. And I suppose you know the question. Where is Nerok? We were separated. Where's Asha? We were also separated. Is that not on the list, Melkor Blade?
Speak. Fight as one.
My Frostwolf, Nerok, was captured with me and the others. I do not know where they're keeping him, but I bet the so-called Beastmaster who dragged us here does. He's at the beast pens nearby, boasting about his catch to the younger hunters. We'll see how he boasts with my axe in his skull.
Run with the pack.
They took our brothers and sisters. They took my wolf. He lifts his axe and fixes his gaze on the edge. Now we take their heads.
Fight as one.
Kinda, yeah, Shadow Machine. In fairness, the orcs have always been the technologically bent race on Draenor. With the exception of the Draenei, of course. It's the only reason they've ever survived. And the reason why they were able to pull back against the Gorian Empire. Inkulinati? Yes, Mr. Floyd Pinkerton. They believe that a planet that doesn't exist in their setting is flat. There's a cutscene going on here I'd love to tell you about, but there's this Gron who's kind of in the way. Yeah, the Beastmaster's like, what's this? A couple of stray mutts that need to be put down. So then we beat his face in. He says, you should have killed me when you had the chance. Now where's my wolf? Heh, the mutt's being broken with all the other beasts. At which point he says Nerok would rather die before he obeyed them. To which Karg says, I know. We better find him before that happens. I have never heard of it, Giga. What is it? Whether I'm interested or not isn't really the relevant point, is it? Whoa there. Yep. Hit the jump cap there. Okay. In that case, I will... what's it on, Milker Blade? I know it's on PS3, but... Well, PS3. Okay. If there's a PC version, that's all I really need to know. So, Tails, Braces, FR. These game names are getting ridiculous. And by that I mean they have been ridiculous for years. I'm new there, I suppose. Come, brother, you are free now.
What is it? For the Frost Wolves.
Narok sniffs Lokra and whines. You smell Asha, don't you? I am so sorry, Narok. I failed to protect her. So many brothers and sisters lost.
Fight as one.
If we leave now, my clan's final assault on Gromgar will be a disaster. Although our warriors are unmatched in melee, the Thunderlords have new ranged weapons. Our forces will be decimated as they cross the drifts, but we are already here. We can overtake those weapons before they ever fire. Blackrock orcs help our enemies forge these cannons in workshops on the south side. If we use their own tools to sabotage the weapons, we leave Gromgar wide open to Frostwolf raid.
For the Frost Wolves.
Not long ago, the most advanced weapon a Thunderlord would make was a really, really big spear. The Blackrock must have shipped in a fearsome master to produce cannons so quite rapidly. We need to find that master.
Run with the pack.
I mean, I liked parts of Arise. And Vesperia was a net neutral, if you remember. Which I suppose isn't saying much, but it does mean that there was enough good to offset the bad. Pretty much, Carowine West. The Iron Horde is the demonic horde minus the demons, but also somehow worse. And substantially more advanced technologically. So Inculinati is a turn-based strategy game straight from medieval manuscripts where a rabbit's bum can be deadlier than a dog's sword. Yeah. Why are we messing with rabbit bombs? Become a master of living ink, build your own bestiary, defeat medieval superstars, and collect perks. I mean, everyone was talking up Vesperia, and then we streamed it. Granted, that was before the Oblivion line, but I was not super impressed. I don't think it was the first game we played with empty text. It was certainly not when we codified that term. But, yeah. 30%, yeah, that's about right. Oh yeah, Braven. Yeah. The ocean was not the safe harbor. Oh yeah, fresh reminder, stop buying from Humble Bundle, like, immediately, everybody. If you haven't been following the news on that. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that. Sorry. Look into Humble Bundle before buying. Let's try that. Let's approach that from a different perspective. If you still wish to buy, that's your charge at that point. It's actually a few weeks old, which is why it didn't even occur to me until just now. Hang on, I gotta pull up the name of the company that's destroying Humble Bundle right now. Because I don't remember. You gotta give me a second. Let's see. Okay, so in April of last year, they fired a couple of people. In November of last year, they fired a bunch of people. In July, or sorry, I don't know why I said that. In November of 2 years ago, sorry. I keep thinking it's 2024. In July of 2024, I'll just say it that way, everybody was fired. All of them. They're restructuring it, and they're replacing the overwhelming majority of their staff with AI. There's some other stuff, but that's probably the big thing. So, your call on that. I was wondering why GDQ kept going into Sunday. Again, I'm not. I apologize for presuming opinion, but feel free to look into that if you care, and if you don't, that's okay too. Hills and chocolate. I know, right, Salvacom? I've been seeing a lot of game reviews that are just AI written. It's really, really obvious too. Okay, now I have to. Now I have to. Let's review Warlords of Draenor, shall we? I still destroy 2 cannons. I'm sorry. I managed to get one sentence in before it's already wrong. I couldn't have hoped for better. The story of Warlords of Draenor evolves around the rise of the Iron Horde, a brutal united orc faction led by Grom Hellscream. Sorry, it actually says Gromash Hellscream, because of course it always uses full names. And the efforts of the Alliance and Horde to stop them. This storyline is unique in that it features alternate Draenor untouched by the events that led to the world's destruction, and this opens the door to familiar but new content, including interactions with past versions of iconic characters such as Gul'dan and Kil'jaeden. Kil'jaeden is not in this expansion, if it's not obvious. One of the standout features was the introduction of Garrison's system. Interesting sentence structure. Players could build and customize their own bases, recruit followers, and undertake missions for rewards. This mechanic added a significant amount of personal investment and new gameplay variety, as it was a major departure from traditional questing and raiding elements. Garrisons became a central part of daily activities for many players, providing passive rewards, crafting opportunities, and a source of resources. The expansion also revamped the leveling process. No, it didn't. Reaching level 100 was streamlined with new zones, yeah, each with a solid narrative structure, and a faster, more engaging leveling curve. No. However, while the zones themselves were beautiful and well-designed, some players felt the leveling experience was too linear, and the lack of a more expansive open-world experience dampened its appeal. This is me right now, huh? The expansion launched with a solid amount of content in terms of raids and dungeons. No, it didn't. The raid, singular, by the way, Highmaul was a challenging and engaging experience. God, I love how generic this is. But Warlords of Draenor was criticized for having fewer raids compared to previous expansions. You just said! You just said! Same sentence! Same sentence! The overall difficulty of content was generally praised, but many felt the raid environment didn't evolve as much as it could have, with several encounters feeling mechanically familiar. That is so many levels of bullcrap. Warlords of Draenor was a visually impressive, ambitious expansion that introduced some memorable systems like garrisons. However, the lack of content post-launch and the mixed reception to some of its systems, like garrisons, led to a more polarized reception than Mists of Pandaria, which was polarizing as hell, by the way. While the expansion did offer a good experience for those who enjoyed its core features, it didn't maintain the momentum necessary to make it one of the all-time best World of Warcraft experiences. Jesus Christ. I thought about that Melkor Blade, but I don't feel like being depressed. I once did a very obvious joke, talking about how Rascals is a great episode. It was a combo joke. Me and Lore Reloaded both did, we made fun of each other once, really quick. The amount of people who didn't catch onto the joke was depressing. I got a comment on that like 2 days ago saying, man, I wish you'd go into more detail about why you like Rascals so much. And it's like, no, it was a joke.
Speak. Run with the pack.
See how the machines fall apart. There's no better weapon than pure orc muscle.
Fight as one.
He scoops up a handful of snow and cleans the gore from his axe. You fight well.
Run with the pack.
The Iron Horde combines the strengths of every clan. We must continue looking for ways to sever those connections if we hope to defeat them.
For the clan.
Lokra, with you at my side, I feel invincible. Let us challenge the Iron Wolf right now and end this. I felt invincible once. I was wrong. We return to the pack. The Iron Wolf will answer to the full might of the Frostwolf clan. Part of me agrees with Card. We could challenge the Iron Wolf right now. My fists clench at the mention of his name. My muscles scream for vengeance. But then, in my heart, I feel Asha, calming me, guiding me. I do not deserve her wisdom, but as a gift I will not waste. Durotan and the others will be gathering at your garrison right now. We should meet them.
Run with the pack.
No, we always cook tribbles. Triple bacon is delicious. Yeah, that right there, for a second, is what garrisons looked like when they weren't loaded properly.
We fight together.
Lokra has always lacked the patience and control of her older sister. She approaches problems head first and relies on raw talent to succeed. Seeing the way her and Karg look at each other, I'm not surprised she chased him all the way to Gromgar. What surprises me is they made it back. As usual, I expect I have you to thank for that. You continue to honor us with your deeds.
Run.
You fight with much experience, Thrall. Why do you not have a mate?
I do. I saw that my mate remained behind to care for our little ones.
You wanted her to stay? This is war. More than ever, this is when family belongs at your side.
I never looked at it that way.
What a strange green orc you are.
Okay, I get how that's supposed to be like a big moment for Thrall, but like, actually, no, that makes no sense at all. I'm sorry, Draka, the reason you think that is you live on a death world in a survivalist society. Thrall does not, and is not. This is not an environment in which children need to learn how to work at the age of 5 in order to contribute to survival, which is what Draenor is. One moment. Yeah, Thrall was born on Azeroth and raised by humans. He's been through some things, but Azeroth is nowhere near at the level of Draenor. Not even close. Okay. That's weird.
I be listening. Watch your back.
So, what's next, Commander?
Hey, what you got, boss? Come back if you need me help.
Why is this quest not triggering? Oh yeah, Thrall totally is a Wharf. He definitely has Son of Moog effect going on. By the way, apparently IGN owns Humble Bundle. So make of that what you will.
Relax. See ya later.
Come back to that in just a second. Still nothing? Running into a bit of an FF14 problem here.
Commander. Right away.
Oh, you know what? I bet I know what it is.
So, what's next, Commander? Yeah. I'll take care of it. Jeez.
I have seen you and your armies win many hard-fought battles across Draenor. We now face our greatest challenge as we attempt to unite against the Iron Horde.
Oh yeah, I know. It's actually funny. I kind of wish... There it is. I kind of wish something here... I actually had Thrall... a little bit, yeah, Brigman. Actually acknowledged that Grom was, you know, a horrible person. Regardless of demonic blood.
Oh, love it. Precision Goblin Engineering.
Like a little bit of a smack of the, hey, dude, stop holding him up on a pedestal kind of a thing. Like, Grom is a monster.
In family,
There we go.
there is power.
I was actually really hyped for Warlords. Legitimately. First of all, I was coming off of the wake of Pandaria, which was legit. And I enjoyed tremendously.
Go forth to victory.
And then the talk of going out and dealing with more...
What is it?
What are you doing with that?
Beware.
Going to Draenor and seeing all the warlords and really digging into Orcish culture and the ogres and garrisons looked cool. I was pretty hyped.
Samsung. Dabu.
So these are invasions. You probably didn't even notice, but we're actually in a scenario now. Just seamless transition there. Snow. Our shaman said there would be mild weather today. I don't trust these clouds. A revenge assault, huh? Scout, sound the call to arms. Get the peons inside. Invasions were a whole mechanic that were very badly presented because they were kind of random. And so they weren't really in the player's choice when you could do them. And there were several beneficial reasons for doing a lot of invasions. The Thunderlords are here to give us a lesson in revenge. Instead, let's teach them a lesson in humility. Remember, keep your mouth clenched if you're struck by lightning. That way you won't bite off your own tongue. Interesting advice. I liked the concept of invasions. They could be mean, too. Not these ones. This is like a story invasion. This isn't actually a real invasion. It's functionally a tutorial. First charge is broken. Spread out. Don't let them flank us. Oh, oh, oh. I got you. Round 2. What? Here, I'll give you a battle theme worthy of this intense fight. So, it is possible I still have the old nominations, J. Palmer. I made no effort to archive that data, so I don't actually know if I literally have it. If I do, sure. Obviously, I have the nominations for, you know, this year's, because they're still being voted on, but you get the idea. It's an alliance opportunist. Alliance scum, filth, dog, bug, snake. I don't know what else. Oh, that's a really good question, actually, Ross. I have only recently dipped my toes into reviewing music. And they're both very good for pretty much the exact opposite reasons of each other. Okay, this hurts. This hurts, this hurts. Oh god, oh god, oh god, I'm dead. Wow! Oh my god, I'm getting mulched. Wonder. No, I got you, I got you. Get up, get up. So this is a very good battle theme. It's chill, and it's smooth. And it's the kind of song that you don't really get super bored of, because you'll hear it, and then it goes away, and you hear it, and it goes away, and that's kind of the important part, right? But FF6s... First of all, I love the bass line in FF6s. That's not really a standard battle theme, J. Palmer. But in terms of review, I'd probably give that... I'd probably give it a 6 and a 6. So, double purple. Yeah, no, I think I like FF6's better. Chrono Trigger's is damn good, but it just doesn't quite have the same oomph. And as pointed out, this one has a nicer loop, and a longer loop for that matter. We are just getting punched. And there's a lot more going on, yeah. It is much more intense. I mostly associate this song with hunting dinosaurs in the dinosaur forest, which probably says a lot about me. Get up, axe thrower. For the horde. For Azeroth! The
only thing I don't like about this battle song is that intro. Those first 10 seconds. It's the only thing I don't like about it. Once it gets going, and once you're in the battle theme, yeah, no, it's solid. But I will freely admit, I get kind of tired of hearing that first 10 seconds over and over and over again. Final Fantasy X, Mega Skull Monster. Actually, yeah, it's the same problem with the Super Mario RPG battle theme. That intro just kills me. Save you, maybe. Well, I am doing Frostfire Ridge, Magister. We're about to finish it, too, before the lunch break even, which is exactly what I wanted. This is my favorite part right here. Yeah, the red receding is a great, hey, this is your timer left to res this guy. Very immediate indicative. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention songs like this. Underrated soundtrack, if I might be so bold. Ooh, that might be rough. So I'm not gonna stab you. But you gotta at least try to put that into words for me. This is Ogre Battle, also on the SNES. It's probably obvious because it's the default SNES sound chip. Or sound font, rather, excuse me. Okay, guys, I really need you to get involved in this. I cannot solo this guy. Let's get some inverse pulse aggro going on here. There you go. Let's say 10 minutes, J. Palmer. Something like that. I was gonna say, I could see the intro, because, again, I have that same complaint about several as well. Once it gets rolling... Notice we have just left a scenario. Did you even notice the transition? It is so smooth now.
What do you need? For the Horde. Go with honor.
Okay, final question. Oh, FF7's boss is legit, but anyways, let's move forward.
All I need is a wolf at my side, and a fellow warrior at my back.
My brother Gunnar stands beside me. Wargol, Stonefang, and your garrison hold strong. Our clan is united and the Thunderlords are on the run. We are ready. Let's go face this Iron Wolf.
Never leave a wolf behind.
Wait, where are you going? I'm going to fight him. Actually, I do. I think. Oh yeah, I do. So as you can see, we have charged into Gromgar here. I don't actually know, J. Palmer.
Iron Wolf, indeed. A coward hiding behind his minions. Not for long.
So for those of you watching on YouTube, I apologize, but we're not actually going to show off the finale on camera. At least we're not going to record it. And for that I must apologize. There's this really strange thing. I did a little looking into it myself. And there is a near 100% consistency of that final cutscene being copywrong struck. To the point where it actually blocks the entire video. So the mere fact that you're listening to this proves that I've already cut off the recording.
Down, Warlord. It is over. Ah, the brothers Frostwolf. I knew we would reunite on the battlefield someday. Or don't you recognize your eldest brother?
Last minute plot twist for no reason.
Brother, let us talk. We are still family. Chilton, devour them. Champion, focus on Fed. We'll take care of Chilton.
Oh, okay. I'll kill your brother then. Yeah, this point has nothing to do with anything. Okay. This is really frustrating.
Stinking animals, all of you, sleeping with your dogs.
You did that too, buddy.
No slave fights with the real business. Animals, your clan is finished. The Iron Horde already comes. Let them come. He is right. The Iron Horde will move against us. We must be ready. We'll be ready. They will never take the pass.
Are you okay, husband?
No. I will never be okay with this. He made his choice. Come to Thunder Pass! We are outnumbered 50 to 1. They don't stand a chance. This land is nothing like Azeroth.
Yeah. Also, you're welcome, Thrall. He says, thank you for watching after my family.
We will not be broken.
To Thunder Pass. Yeah, they mentioned that it might be some big character moment for Duratan, but he never brings us up again. And frankly, he's about to leave the narrative. So... But yeah, for the record, this scene is still going to get positives. Something being screwy on YouTube does not prevent something from being positive, right? Like, trust me, if I could get positive and negatives for stream stuff, the reviews of several games would be substantially different. As an aside, since we're early enough, I would love to do the upcoming dungeon if anybody has time for it. Time and availability. Yep, and you know what Talador is like, J. Palmer. I'm not sure there's a single zone that has more absent content than Talador. Obviously absent content, I should say, because obviously, technically, zones that don't exist at all have more absent content. You know what I mean, you know what I mean. Okay, so I have a Brigwin. That's one. Just gonna hover here for a moment. Oh, it's pretty bad, J. Palmer. It's a good cinematic. I do like the cinematic a lot, actually. And not just because of Darren DePaul, although he helps. I love how you can see the head of my air elemental from, through his back. Which, makes sense. That's air elemental. That's right. Positive to gameplay. Can see my air elemental's head. Sorry, I'm debating something. Well, he plays a bunch of people, but most notably in this case, he plays Blackhand. I think that's his name. Oh god, I'm suddenly doubting myself. Hang on. Yeah, no, I'm right. He plays this guy. Bragwin, I've decided your computer and/or install is cursed. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Okay. One moment, please. The dude has reach, J. Palmer. He has wonderful range in his voice acting, so there have been several times where I found out that it was Darren DePaul, and I didn't notice, right? I was just like, whoa. Yeah, Bragwin's playing on a private server. That's what it is. It makes sense. It all makes sense. That's 2 people for dungeon. Okay. Oh, instantly by default. But he was doing that. He's really good at that sort of low, slightly mocking tone. It's probably what he's most remembered for, because a lot of his major roles have always been villains, right? Like the Emperor, or like Arden over in FF15. Correct, Magister. Nobody recognizes Troy Baker as Gul'dan. Which Emperor? That's a good question. Who'd he play in Halo Infinite? Yeah. Troy Baker plays, well, here. And I'm just going to play a sound really quick. It should be pretty obvious immediately.
No one living has heard of the village of my birth.
That is Troy Baker. Anyway, sorry. I can't wait to review that cutscene. It's gonna get so many positives. Yeah, it doesn't sound anything like Troy Baker usually sounds. Probably his most well-known role would be as Noel, I think his name is, in The Last of Us, the guy you primarily play as. And yeah, Troy Baker has really good range. He's also voiced the Joker and done a good job with that as well. And he recently voiced Indiana Jones in the recent Indiana Jones game. I'm not a huge... Joel, excuse me. I'm not a huge fan of Troy Baker the person. He's a little bit of a twit. But he is an incredible voice actor, and he has fantastic range. You're probably wondering why I'm standing here. Because the thing is, I'm about to cut off the local recording as soon as we get to that cutscene that's right there. So I'm sort of standing here, you know, debating. Because if I could get a group together, I was just going to go do the dungeon now and put that into this VOD. I only have 2 people. And I don't want to 3-man it if I can avoid it. Let me see if anybody's on really quick. Yeah, slag mines. Another good dungeon by memory. We'll see, I suppose. Yeah, he's not as bad as some people, but yeah, shilling for crypto art says all it needs to. Going on here. Damn. Oh well, we'll just do an early lunch break instead. It's not that early. And then after the lunch break, we'll go ahead and hit up Nagrand.
I am here.
I'm glad to see you. Our clan has faced many challenges, but the sheer size of the army coming toward us is beyond anything we've attempted to face. We need your experience.
We fight together.
It's time to do the Battle of the Thunder Pass. Bye, YouTube.